Om Sambara Sambara Vimana Saramaha Javahum. Om Smara Smara Vimana Saramaha Javahum. I take refuge in the Gurus, I take refuge in the Buddhas, I take refuge in the Dharma, I take refuge in the Sangha. I take refuge in the Gurus, I take refuge in the Buddhas, I take refuge in the Dharma, I take refuge in the Sangha. I take refuge in the Gurus, I take refuge in the Buddhas, I take refuge in the Dharma, I take refuge in the Sangha. To the Buddha, Dharma, and our Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By the merits from listening to the Dharma, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of benefiting all mother sentient beings. To the Buddha, Dharma, and our Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By the merits from listening to the Dharma, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of benefiting all mother sentient beings. To the Buddha, Dharma, and our Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By the merits from listening to the Dharma, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of benefiting all mother sentient beings. In particular, I must achieve enlightenment quickly in order to free all numberless kind mother sentient beings from the unmeasurable oceans of samsaric sufferings and lead them to peerless full enlightenment. For this purpose, I must listen and thereafter put into practice the teachings of the profound Buddha Dharma. Tayata Shami Shamawati Shamita Shankru Ankre Mankre Marosite Karote Kyore Tezawati Uluyani Ushida Nimani. Mana panaye kukre kaka grase grasani omoki param moki amoki shamitani sarva graha banda nane nagahitra sarva para pawadina vimuta mara pasha sidapitwa buddha mudra anun gatita sarva mari putarita parishudi vigasantu sarva mara kramani. I prostrate the gathering of Dakinis of the three places, coming from the supreme holy sites of space and joy, who have the powers of clairvoyance and magical emanation, and regard practitioners as the offspring. Aka samarata shada rasa marayape. Aka samarata shada rasa marayape. Aka samarata shada rasa marayape. Dayata gade gade parakate parasam gade bodhi swaha. Through the power of the great truth of the words of the three jewels, may all adverse conditions be overcome. May they become non-existent. May they be pacified. May all the evils such as enemies, obstacles, and hindrances and adverse conditions be pacified. Shatim Kriye Soha. May the 80,000 types of obstacles be pacified. May we be separated from adverse harmful conditions. May everything conducive be obtained, and by the auspiciousness of everything good, may there be excellent happiness here and now. May all sentient beings achieve extraordinary superior happiness and its causes. May all sentient beings be free from the unbearable sea of suffering and its causes. May all sentient beings never be parted from the bliss of supreme liberation. May all sentient beings be free of all bias, attachment, and anger to near ones and aversion to others. To accomplish my own and others' aims, I generate the altruistic intention to attain enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings. To accomplish my own and others' aims, I generate the altruistic intention to attain enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings. To accomplish my own and others' aims, I generate the altruistic intention to attain enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings. Fervently, I prostrate my body, speech, and mind, and present clouds of every type of offering, actually offered and mentally transformed. I confess all my negative actions accumulated since beginner's time, and rejoice in the virtues of all holy and ordinary beings. Please remain until samsara ends and turn the wheel of Dharma for sentient beings. I dedicate all the virtues of others and myself to the great enlightenment. The Heart Sutra. Thus have I heard. Once the Blessed One was dwelling in Rajagriha at Vajrapik Mountain, together with a great gathering of Sangha of monks and a great gathering of Sangha of Bodhisattvas. At a time, the Blessed One entered the Samadhi that expresses the Dharma called profound illumination, and at the same time, Noble Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva, while practicing the profound Prajna Paramita, so in this way, he saw the five skandhas to be empty of nature. Then, through the power of the Buddha, Venerable Sariputra said to Noble Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva, how should a son or daughter of noble family train who wishes to practice the profound Prajna Paramita? Addressed in this way, Noble Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva said to Venerable Sariputra, O Sariputra, a son or daughter of noble family who wishes to practice the profound Prajna Paramita should see in this way, signifies skandhas to be empty of nature. Form is emptiness. Emptiness also is form. Emptiness is no other than form. Form is no other than emptiness. In the same way, feeling, perception, formation, and consciousness are emptiness. Thus, Sariputra, all dhammas are emptiness. There are no characteristics. There is no birth and no cessation. There's no impurity and no purity. There's no decrease and no increase. Therefore, Sariputra, in emptiness, there's no form, no feeling, no perception, no formation, no consciousness, no eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no appearance, no sound, no smell, no taste, no touch, no dhammas, up to no I dhatu, up to no mind dhatu, no dhatu of dhammas, no mind consciousness dhatu, no ignorance, no end of ignorance, up to no old age and death, no end of old age and death, no suffering, no origin of suffering, no cessation of suffering, no path, no wisdom, no attainment, and no non-attainment. Therefore, Sariputra, since the bodhisattvas have no attainment, they abide by means of prajna paramita. Since there's no obscuration of mind, there's no fear, they transcend falsity and attain complete nirvana. All the Buddhas of the three times by means of prajna paramita fully awaken to unsurpassable true complete enlightenment. Therefore, the great mantra of prajna paramita, the mantra of great insight, unsurpassed mantra, unequal mantra, the mantra that comes all suffering should be known as truth. Since there's no deception, the prajna paramita mantra is said in this way. Teyata Om Gade Gade Paragade Parasam Gade Bodhi Svaha. The Sariputra, the Bodhisattva Mahasava should train in profound prajna paramita. Then the Blessed One arose from the Samadhi and praised noble Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva Mahasava, saying, Good, good, O son of noble family, thus it is, O son of noble family, thus it is. One should practice profound prajna paramita just as you have taught, and all the Tathagatas will rejoice. When the Blessed One has said this, Venerable Sariputra and noble Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva Mahasava, the whole assembly and both of his gods, humans, Asuras, and Gandharvas rejoiced and praised the words of the Blessed One. Okay, we shall take a break here.
I didn't touch anything. This one you don't put it on me. That's not very smart to put over here. Còn chị nào mình thêm đâu? Seven line prayer à? Seven line prayer. Nó mạnh bụng mạnh à? Wow.
Okay, let's recite the 7-line prayer to welcome Rinpoche. Om Hoyen Hogi no Chansa Pema Kesa Dombola Yatin Chogi Ngodrune Pema June Shesudra Kodu Kandro Mambokro Kiki Jis สุรับทุกีจิกีรับเชเชสุโสกุรุเพมาสิดีโหโอเกโยกิโนชันสัมเพมาคิสาดมโบลายาเทชุกิโงดุนี Imagine Sudra Kodu kan Roma Boko Kiki Jesulak Dugi Chigi Lap Suso Guru Pema Siddhi Home. Okay, let's offer prostration. Okay, let's offer mandala for the teachings. Om Pensa Bumi Aho Wanchin Sagi Saji Om Pensa Riki Aho Chi Chariko Yogi Koe Usu Riga Pori Rapsha Lopabo Lo Zambole No Balancho Jan Drami Yen Ludan Lupa Ngaya Da Ngaya Zen Yodendam lam jodro Rami yenda Rami yen yeda Rinpoche riwo Pasam yishin dojo yiba Mamo payi lodo Krolo Rinpoche Nobo Rinpoche Sumo Rinpoche Lombo Rinpoche Lampo Rinpoche Tajo Rinpoche Mapo Rinpoche Tachia Boye Bomba Ge Ma Trewa Ma Lo Ma Grama Medo Ma Dupo Ma Nansya Ma Drichama Ni Ma Dawa Rinpoche Do Chole Namra Gyawe Gyauza Oso Landam Mi Pajo Pusam Sobama Sangwa Mepa Saji Indu Wangwadi Dadri Chinta Veda Gyupa Chepi Paden Lama Damban Namna Geba Duya Lama Lozam Doam Dojecha Lato Kodam Chepa Namla Jingam Muagilwo Toji Drome Don do Jesus, Zenida so some chen tam chela, Toze one che bogo ne jingil abdo so. Sashi Pogi Joshi Medo Trahari Ramlinzi Nidegin Pandi Sange Jindo Mide Uwangi Rokunam Dan Jila The objects of my attachment, anger, ignorance, my body, my wealth, and enjoyments, without any sense of loss, I offer this collection. Please accept it with pleasure and bless me with freedom from three poisons. Venerable Holy Gurus, in the space of your truth body, From billowing clouds of your wisdom and love, let fall the rain of profound and extensive Dharma in whatever form is suitable for subduing sentient beings. Om Ye Ram Guru Rana Mandala Kam Niyatayami. Precious Guru, please grant me all realizations of the path, from Guru devotion to the completion of the training, the unified Braja state. Please grant me blessings that my mind will become Dharma, that Dharma will become the path, that hindrances the path may not occur, that I may cease all wrong conceptions and receive immediately the two precious Bodhisattvas. Okay, let's all greet Rinpoche. Good evening, Rinpoche.
Good evening, Rinpoche.
Good evening,
Rinpoche.
Rinpoche.
Ashitele Rinpoche.
Good evening, Rinpoche. Good evening, Rinpoche.
Good evening. So, it's a long time since taught in temple. So I thought tonight trying to start to come back to temple to teach, and hopefully by January, a temple can be open to public, to everybody to come back to temple to attend teaching again. As a case in Singapore, we've become endemic. To please do so. The reason is, I'm going to say during this class later. And so I really wish everybody can take your vaccination unless you can't because of your health reasons. And please stay well and stay alive and stay well. Today, I'm going to talk about the foundation of all. I'm going to give the transmission on the foundation on good qualities. And tonight's teaching is actually a reflection for every one of us for the year 2021. And what is the reflection? The reflection, this reflection is very clearly for the purpose of us not to sleep well. And this reflection would need you to submit your homework to me. So I would like you to handwrite your answer, not email, okay, handwritten. I would like you to write to me your answer of this question that I'm going to give you now is, where are you going? Where do you want to be reborn in your next life? Okay, that is if you are going to, not if you are going to be reborn. Let's say you can be reborn as a human being again in this world system. Where do you want to be reborn? So then that is my question. Which country would you want to be reborn? You have to think about it. Why do you want to be reborn there? Okay. And how would you, or what race would you want to be? Okay. Would you like to be Indian, or you want to be Thai, or you want to be whatever? I'd like you to write to me. Mail it to the temple. Okay. I would spend the last few days of this year reading them. Yeah. So there are many people asking me if there's going to be teaching on Christmas Eve, 24th. So I would say, yes, I'm teaching on Christmas Eve, but I would like you to celebrate your New Year's Eve with your friends. Yeah. So maybe New Year's Eve you can have a break. But this is only tentative. Who knows? Things change every time, right? Isn't it? So this is something we should all think about. Take it seriously. You are going to die. Okay? You are going to die. Your body is going to die. You are not going to die. Your consciousness, if you have not have the 3 higher trainings in the training of ethics, concentration, and wisdom, you would still, due to our attachment, have a physical body of form, of identity, and thus we will continue to circle into samsara, within samsara, endlessly, unless we really go into this meditation of clear light, death meditation, and to sit in, to experience the clear light, this luminosity. We are definitely going to have a uninterrupted rebirth. And are we still going to have your current conditions? Some of us, our conditions suck. Current conditions suck. Definitely you don't want to be in your current condition. And all of us always think of somebody else's condition is better than our condition. And with that, I would like you to seriously think about your next life, because this 2021 is coming to an end. Honestly, still within this time, next life come first or tomorrow come first is still very clear, isn't it? There have been cases where recently in the past week, somebody went to see doctor, and doctor did some simple surgery and the heart stopped and died. And there are people who, and these are who just passed away, and these are not COVID cases, and it's just like that. Okay. 要死其实是 是挺容易的啊，除非你的因缘啊，我们的身体的死亡的因缘还未具足，你这怎么样都不会死。So so we should think about, so really should reflect about what we have now. We should reflect on seriously on practice. I want to share today. Somebody called me from Nepal, an ex-monk, and was telling me about asking me for blessings and help and everything, and so saying that he didn't do anything bad karma, and the only bad karma, he said the only bad karma he had is probably because he disrobed, and so he asked for blessings and stuff, and the same story. Somewhere later in the conversation, he was sharing that he has given up his commitments, given up his prayers, because he felt that because he has some financial problem. And so he has given up his prayers, he's given up his commitment, and he's given up his practice, because he felt that the more he put in effort to practice, and he still had a lot of problems with his money. And then he said that he didn't have he didn't like do anything big bad karma, almost saying that it's given up guru and given up refuge, you know. Given up guru, given up refuge, given up his commitments of all his initiations and everything. And it is disturbing, because it clearly shows that all his practice, the motivation was for this life only. And that is how dangerous, even for us, you know, even for us, even for ex-monks, because of worldly concern. They can give up the Dharma practice, give up this everything, and still have a deep pollution, saying not much bad karma. Now, I'm saying this not because of wanting to frighten anybody or anything. That's not my purpose. I'm saying this is we should really think and feel honestly, if we are practicing the Dharma for this life, for our own ego, for our own everything. You see, many people also didn't meditate deep enough to renounce this strong attachment of identity and personality. Like I said before, there is a coffee, and coffee becomes purified, can purify and become water, and then water becomes evaporates to become humidity, becomes clouds, humidity, and becomes and it's formless. The main thing right here, formless, is still within samsara. Formless is still within samsara, known as the four formless realms. The highest of samsara. If we are really free, we are free from being water. Return the elements of hydrogen and oxygen. Break water up to become hydrogen and oxygen. You understand? Everything return to their natural elements. No more fixated as water. So, we understand from there and work backwards right now to where we are. And then we fast forward ourselves to the end of this life and ask ourselves, how do we want to die? Okay, how do we want to die? Now, this is an important question, because if you don't treasure your life, if you don't enjoy your life, you cannot enjoy your liberation. Ordinary people see death as being very frightening. Practitioners should view death as a liberation. Finally, I can be free from this prison of this identity. Now, many people ask me how to generate this feeling to be free from all this identity. You want to know? Okay. To generate this, to generate and regenerate and to reflect and to remember this feeling, very honestly, we have to continuously think about all the mistakes we have done in this life, in this form, in this identity, in this name. Or maybe even in this face. Maybe you didn't like your face. Maybe it's easier if, somebody asked me, not somebody asked me, somebody told me that he was a transsexual, or he was a gay, and he really feel very trapped being in this body because he doesn't want to be a man. He knows and he feels that he's a woman inside out. And so I said, then you keep that feeling for death. And upon your death, you are free from this prison of body. And therefore, you need to have plans to escape. If you are wrongly caught in prison, and then you want to escape from prison, it comes from right now our Dharma practice. We have to know the ins and the outs of this prison of samsara. Okay? And the first way is we need to keep a cool and calm mind cool, calm, concentrated, and focused mind to have this escape plan. So 3 higher trainings inside have concentration, have wisdom to think, to have ethics, to restrain ourselves, to strike only when the moment is there. The moment comes. So, so anyway, this is my own explanation about this escape plan. We are all trapped, and we are all, in one way or another, tired of our own wall that we have built up for ourselves. Okay, so so I want to, there are some questions here and this and that. I didn't feel to answer these questions. So it's good if you can recite this prayer. Don't treat this as a prayer. Treat this as something, a guide to how to mold our mind. We have to make our mind. Right now we have a mind, and this mind, right now we have a mind. This mind is human mind, intelligent human mind. Your mind is only in existence because of your consciousness is still in this human body, right? So while it is still working, please make full use of it. While it's still working, right? Like while you have it, use it, like that. Okay, so the foundation of all good qualities is the kind and perfect pure guru. Correct devotion to you is the root of the path. By clearly seeing this and applying great efforts, please bless me to rely upon you with great respect. Understanding that this precious freedom of this rebirth is found only once is greatly meaningful and is difficult to find again. Please bless me to generate the mind that unceasingly day and night takes its essence. This life is as impermanent as a water bubble. Remember how quickly it decays and death comes. After death, just like a shadow follows the body, the results of black and white karma follow. Finding firm and definite conviction on this, please bless me always to be careful to abandon even the slightest of negativities and accomplish all virtuous deeds. Seeking samsaric pleasures is the door to all suffering. They are uncertain and cannot be relied upon. Recognizing these shortcomings, please bless me to generate a strong wish for the bliss of liberation. Led by this pure thought, mindfulness, alertness, and great caution arise. The root of teaching is keeping the Pratimoksha vows. Please bless me to accomplish this essential practice. Just as I have fallen into the sea of samsara, so have all mother migratory beings. Bless me to see this and train in supreme bodhicitta and bear the responsibility of freeing migratory beings. Even if I develop only bodhicitta, but I don't practice the 3 types of morality, I will not achieve enlightenment. With my clear recognition of this, please bless me to practice the Bodhisattva vows with great energy. Once I have pacified distractions to wrong objects and correctly analyzed the meaning of reality, please bless me to generate quickly within my mind stream the unified path of calm abiding and special insight. Having become a pure vessel by training in the general path, please bless me to enter the holy gateway of the fortunate ones, the supreme Vajra vehicle. At that time, the basis of accomplishing the 2 attainments is keeping the pure vows in Samaya. As I have become firmly convinced of this, please bless me to protect these vows and pledges like my life. Then, having realized the importance of the 2 stages, the essence of the Vajrayana, by practicing with great energy and never giving up the 4 sessions, please bless me to realize the teachings of the Holy Guru. Like that, may the Gurus who show this noble path and the spiritual friends who practice it have long lives. Please bless me to pacify completely all outer and inner hindrances. In all my lives, never be separated from perfect Gurus. May I enjoy the magnificent Dharma by completing the qualities and stages and paths. May I quickly attain the state of Vajradhara. Okay? So, I received this a few times from different gurus, namely also from the first time I received was from Geshe Lama Kuncho, and then also a few times from other teachers, right? And so but one thing is certain is that I want to say very clearly, Guru Vajrayana is not for everybody. Sutra teaching is for everybody. You only need Guru devotion if you have received, you only need to practice Guru devotion if you have received tantric initiation, right? And therefore, you should look out for your teacher, for your guru. And once you accept it as a guru-disciple relationship, then we never break this relationship, right? And so it is important that when you practice, we must repeatedly ask ourselves, what the heaven are we practicing about? What the heavens are we practicing for? Because I don't want to say what the hell, so I say what the heaven, right? Are we practicing to be free from our suffering? Are we practicing to have more suffering? Okay. The truth is we all don't want to have suffering, but we are practicing to have more suffering. And we are practicing to have more suffering because we are seeking, we don't have this discerning wisdom. We still have not cultivated this discerning wisdom to clearly define what is pleasure and what is bliss. Happiness, bliss, versus pleasure. We all want happiness, but we are continuously suffering because we still want happiness. Remember, I said, what this teaching, I said, what do you need? You say, you need money. People say, oh, Rinpoche, I need money. Oh, Lama, I need money. What do you need? Instead of say, I need money, you can say, financial abundance. You understand what I'm saying? Financial freedom, financial abundance. Rather than to say, what do you need? I need money. You know, the main thing here is not the money, but the word need. This is something that's very important. Most of us want happiness. The main thing is nothing to do with the happiness, but it is the wants. I want freedom. I want happiness. I want independence. I want this. I want that. I need this. I need that. We still so much bounded by pleasures, and yet not understand that pleasure is not happiness. You like to eat and drink something nice, to enjoy something nice. That something nice is really not happiness. Because when your mind is disturbed and you are not happy, or when you are feeling depressed, even the best tasting food and drink, you have one thing called no mood, right? No mood. This no mood is enough to destroy both wants, destroy all the need, destroy all the pleasure, and destroy everything. This is called the mood. So what do we want to focus on now? The reality is we all need to focus on, okay, is the freedom from the two extremes. The extreme of wants and need, the extreme of pleasure and pain. We need to focus on being in this moment. We need to focus on the now. So therefore, meditate. Okay? Meditation, no matter how short a day, my advice is always please meditate only 1 minute at a time for beginners. By the time you settle down and start to feel comfortable, your stopwatch or your alarm rings and you have to have the discipline to stop. Because then it makes us will make us want to meditate more. Rather than one time meditate so long, then you don't want to meditate anymore. And so, if you think, many of us think, oh, I'm not supposed to do this, I'm not supposed to do that. I also want to very frankly tell you, we are all not Buddha yet. What is said in the sutra and said and taught in the teaching It's impossible for all of us to become like that immediately. Therefore, it is important that we need to put in the effort to create a new discipline. Now, I'm using this word, create this new discipline, and not say create this new habit, because it takes discipline to do something continuously and to do something continuously and evolvingly. Every day just doing the same thing is, and no evolution, also boring. Like chicken, every day walking the same path. Every day the chicken walk the same path. Every day the chicken sit there and close the eyes. Chicken look like perfect meditator. Okay, so we need to create a new discipline and not a habit. Most of us have bad habits, right? Or some of us have good habits, but let's don't use the word habit, because I want to use the word discipline. So you see, if what I'm doing is we want to create a new vocabulary, create this new vocabulary and a new way of thinking. Like, for example, I recently learned something. But I'm not sure because I don't speak Japanese. I heard there is people who speak different languages think differently. So I thought I shared that on Facebook too. So in English, so if somebody broke the vase, and then we'll say, who broke the vase? Or if I broke the vase, say, oh, I broke the vase. Now, for the Japanese speaking people, the Japanese would say, oh, the vase is broken. The vase broke. There is no self-blaming. The vase broke. So this is also like a discipline of speech. This discipline of speech is also comes from, it will also remanage the way the consciousness and the mind thinks and feels. So we all have our past bad habits. You know, the past bad habit comes from primarily our mother. Okay, primarily our mother. Okay, the imprint, right? Then after that, we may either choose to totally rebel against that or just totally embrace to become that. Okay, so how do we start? How do you know that you can be of benefit? Is when you can start to change the way we choose to manifest for ourselves. We have to choose to re-manifest for ourselves to represent ourselves to ourselves. Okay? Not represent, represent ourselves to ourselves. We think we know ourselves. We always think we know, right? So sometimes some people say, oh, I thought I can, but I cannot. Like rock climbing, like asking me to do rock climbing. I think I can versus whether I can or not. It is totally very different. So I have to represent myself to myself. That I do not need to always keep on thinking that I am like this or I'm like that. Okay. or other people are like this, or other people are like that. Okay, so when we are able to represent ourselves primarily first to ourselves, then this is a real first step to success. Most of us do not dare to face ourselves and represent ourselves to ourselves, then there will never be any, in this West new way of speaking, there will never be any healing, there will never be evolution, there will never be, like, you know, all this kind of new growth and stuff like that. So how to represent ourselves is to first start to generate a new discipline. I don't want to force you for your new discipline. Many people like this New Year's, what do you call this?
Resolution.
New Year resolution. This New Year resolution, every year New Year resolution is made to be broken. Okay? Yeah. But discipline is not made to be broken. Discipline is for sustenance. Discipline is an inner dignity and glory, and inner dignity and inner glory to become a dignified practitioner. So I want to say this is important. This is important. Cherish whatever Dharma that you hold close. Practice until you become you, and that Dharma door, that door of Dharma is inseparable. You are that Dharma, and that Dharma is you, becomes inseparable. Like pouring alcohol and water put together, transparent alcohol, like vodka, like rubbing alcohol, pouring that into water, this looking and everything is inseparable. Then do it. So many people also want to ask me before, if this is my idam, can I have many idam? Or who is my idam? Idam means, I studied the old way. Idam means mind, seal, deity. Okay, so it's like a mold when you make all the biscuits. I don't know whether Western biscuits have so much of a mold, but Asian biscuits have mold, like mooncake mold. All the mooncakes look the same. What's important is what's important is it's not the mold. What is important is not the mold. What is important is the pliability of the dough. That is more important than the mold. For ourselves, many of us are choosing the molds to become, choosing the mold and then think what I want to become. The thing is that what I want to become, it goes back to the same old story. If you want to be free, if you want to break the cycle of suffering for yourself and for your children, and you want to free your ancestors for all the negative karma, family karma, and everything, it is the I must not change, but I must die. I must be willing to die, right? And we see everything as momentarily dying, and because everything must die, then everything can grow. I'm again now choosing this word die. The seed, the dried seed, must die in its form when it soaks in water, and then it starts to absorb the moisture and it starts to grow. Then that form, that seed is no longer a seed but becomes a seedling, right? So the seed dies, but it reincarnate, not rebirth yet, reincarnate, change the incarnation form. If you don't die, you cannot change your incarnation into a Idam body. Idam body means deity body, deity speech, and deity mind. How to solve your problem? We all have so many problems. Is when you are willing, number one, willing to let yesterday die. Let last year die. Let the past die. And the next thing is, take on a new persona. This new persona is the deity. Now, this deity has no personality, right? This deity is divine body, divine speech, divine mind. And you become the living deity. And so therefore you see right now, if you don't die, you cannot arise, you cannot dissolve into emptiness. You cannot do the death meditation because you are not willing to even do death meditation. So you must die. I must die. Our identity and the attachment and the fear and everything, all these things must die. Just let's let it go. Another way people say let it go, but let it die. Let it die its natural death so that it can reincarnate. Let it grow. Let it die so it can grow into the deity's body. Deity speech is the mantra. Deity mind is your mind training. Deity mind is your concentration, your wisdom, your ethics that you learn, you cultivated from sutra practice onwards. So some people tell me, say, just practice tantra, no need to study sutra, it's okay. I say, no, that is not okay. That is not okay. Just do blind faith meditation, this and that. They said that is okay. I said, no, that is not okay. You must accept to learn. This sutra teaching of Buddha to recondition the mind and let it go deeper into its consciousness, because the mind, the body is keeping the mind, and the mind is the manifest form of our consciousness. So to let it go inside, it's like this. For example, when you eat barbecue you want to smoke the vegetables or you smoke the meat. The smoke is one side, then everything is on the other side, you cover, and that the smoke goes, the flavor goes to the smoked capsicum, smoked vegetables, potato, whatever you are smoking. And then the meat and everything will get that smoky flavor. But there's no direct contact. There's no direct contact, not on top of it. So conditioning is very important. Now we say meritorious conditioning for the purpose of benefiting others. So this is very important. So therefore, we must really put in that effort to learn some Dharma every day. I don't need you to, you're not monk, not nun. Very frankly speaking, the 8 worldly concerns, right? To be aware of them is better. To be aware of them is better to become grossly forcing yourself to become like that. Then you become immediately becomes the 8 worldly Dharma. You see, oh, happy when you're praised and not praise and blame and everything. So, oh, I cannot praise, I cannot blame. Then that immediately become 8 worldly Dharma already. Awareness is more important. Awareness of the 8 worldly Dharma is important. The effort to accept it and to spotlight it when it is arising is more important. And then how we choose to deal with it is your discipline. How you choose to discipline your body, speech, and mind. So that is what I want to say for today. You have your freedom. It's not that you have no freedom. Also, many people have mistaken understanding of when they talk about guru devotion or understanding of Dharma practice. Many people have a mistaken view. It is part of growing up. And that is your karma acting up. Okay? Whether you have the tenacity to grow out of it or not, again, is your choice. Again, is your choice. Just like everywhere else, people have the same issues. They work in any different company, they will still face the same issues. Because the issue is in ourselves. It's always ourselves, but we never accept. We always want to blame other people. And so it's something that we need to practice and cultivate, this deep awareness. Okay? Because it's always easier to blame somebody else. It's always easier to say somebody else and this and that. So anyway, I wish you all the best. Yeah. So good night. Please offer mandala.
Umahung, umahung, umahung. This ground anointed with perfume, strewn with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru, 4 continents, sun and moon. I offer in visualizations as pure Buddhas. May all sentient beings thirst and join this pure land. Umidam Guru Ranam Mandala Kapniya Tayam. Okay, let's go on to recite Rinpoche's long life prayer. Savasti. Like the countless light rays that radiate from Ruby Mountain, exquisite Amirtayu, Lord of everlasting life, who cultivates and one does not tire of sing, whose essence is of infinite life and entire of immortality, please instantly grant our Guru the city of stable and everlasting life. They are intelligent and skillful in upholding the traditions of Buddha, spreading holy Dharma through explanations of practices. In order to lead disciples onto the path to liberation, you're the one who is Ango guide. Please live a long and stable life. I request respectfully my precious Holy Guru to enjoy astute health. I request respectfully my precious Holy Guru to live a long life. I request respectfully my precious Holy Guru that your Dhamma activities spread far and wide. I request respectfully my precious Holy Guru to bless me to be never separated from you. In all my future rebirths, may I never be separated from my perfect Guru, may enjoy the magnificent Dhamma, and by completing the qualities of stages and path, may I quickly attain the state of Vaishtara. Okay, let's go on to dedication. Due to this merit, may I soon attain the enlightened state of Guru Buddha, that I may be able to liberate all sentient beings from the sufferings. May the precious Bodhi mind not yet born rise and grow. May that born have no decline but increase forevermore. May the way the Qin raise, dream make him be Wang Bu Jiang Bei Ya. Gan Chen Kian Bei Song Kian Song Ka Pa Lo San Dra Pi Sha La So Wa Di Me Zhe Wei De Qian Qian Rei Zi Dream Kian Bei Wang Bu Jiang Bei Ya. Gan Chen Kian Bei Song Kian Song Ka Pa Lo San Dra Pi Sha La So Wa Di Me Zhe Wei De Qian Qian Rei Zi Dream Kian Bei Wang Bu Jiang Bei Ya. Gan Chen Kian Bei Song Kian Song Ka Pa Lo San Dra Pi Sha La So Wa Di. Okay, thank you everybody.
Okay, so why you need to take the vaccination? Because you must take the vaccination. Take the vaccination like, you know, the vaccination is Dharma, so that we may be protected from the virus of self-cherishing, the virus of doubt, the virus of fear, the virus of rumors, the virus of everything of samsara. The main virus is samsara. Take the vaccine, for it is the one. Take it like that is the in your mind, that it is the transmission from Buddha, from Buddha Vajradhara. In this time of pandemic, you take it in your mind that this is the one that can protect us from fear. And also right now, you train your mind about death. And death is something that we are all going to face, of this body, of sickness, of death. So treasure it, because this body is the miraculous body that can lead us to whatever result that you want. You have this freedom, you have your choice. So treasure this body, this mind. Make the effort to make it healthy so that it can stay long, last long, for the benefit not for self, not just for self, but also for others. So that is my answer. Think about that. Remember my homework for you. Send to me and your reason. Okay? Where are you going to be reborn in your next life if you can be human being? Where and why? And how are you going to achieve that? More important, how are you going to make your next life come true? Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us today via Teacher Choling's Zoom platform, English Dharma teaching by Singha Rinpoche. So we have auspiciously come to the completion for tonight's teaching, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow for Singha Rinpoche's Mandarin teaching, same webpage via Zoom, and look forward to and we wish you a auspicious week ahead. Thank you. You may offer 3 prostrations to Singha Rinpoche. Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye. 大家晚安。
Thank you, Rinpoche. Thank you, Rinpoche.
谢师傅。
谢谢师傅。
Thank you,
谢谢
Rinpoche.
师傅，Thank you
谢谢师
Rinpoche，
傅，
Good night
晚安，
Rinpoche，
师傅晚安。
谢谢
Thank you,
师傅。
Rinpoche.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you, Rinpoche. Good night.